In the last class, I have told you the stem modification is of three types, which we will be studying for your NEET point of view. Okay. So the first is the okay. Mehani is here. Hello, Mehani. Good morning. Yeah, we have just started the stem modification. Okay. The first which we have to see is the underground stem. Underground stem modification. Okay. The second which we have to see is the subaerial stem modification. I will again explain what are these words. Subaerial stem modification. And the third is the aerial stem modification. So you have to remember these names. Okay. See now. This is the soil. This is the soil. Now I will make the stem with the green. Okay. Tell me if it's not visible. What are the features for this stem? They have nodes and the internodes. They have axillary bud. Remember? They have the axillary bud. They have nodes. They have internodes. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we can say this is the axillary bud, which have the meristematic tissues, meristematic cells, the young cells which are responsible for the growth. And this line is the node. These points are the node from where the leaves will be arising. And in between the nodes, we have the internodes. So simple. Internodes. And our stem is a little bit underground, okay? But still it's a stem. Underground stem we will be calling. See here. This region which is inside the soil is known as the underground stem. And because of some you can say adverse situations or some of the evolution, you can say whatever, these underground stem undergoes some modification. Okay, some of the modification, some changes occur in them, some changes. So that's why we write it's the underground stem. And if some changes happen, we will be studying the underground modification. Okay, underground stem modification, because this part will go some modifications. Okay, some changes. Okay, some changes happen in this part. That's why we are studying the underground modification. Now, what about the subaerial? See very carefully. This part just above the soil, just above the soil, just above the soil. This part just above the soil is known as the subaerial region. Okay, this is the subaerial region. And if this region undergoes some of the changes or some of the modification, okay, then we will study the subaerial stem modification, because this is the stem, underground stem, subaerial stem. So if this part is going under some modification, so we will be studying the subaerial stem modification. Now, What about the aerial stem? See, this full part just above the aerial, subaerial. Observe, okay? I'm just telling it's just above the subaerial. You will not calculate or you will not count the subaerial region into the aerial. No. Subaerial means just above the soil, just above the soil. But the aerial is the upper part, above the subaerial region. So this is known as the aerial region of stem. And if some of the modification happen in this area, so we count that part in the we count that part in the aerial region stem modification, okay? Aerial stem modification, our third heading. So we can say this is the first thing which we will study, this is the second thing which we'll be studying, and this is the third thing which we will be studying. In the last class, I guess we have completed this diagram, right? Everyone is having this diagram. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So now I'm just rubbing this. This was just like a revision. Now see what part we will be studying in each heading. In the underground, we will be studying 4 types. Okay, they are the very easy 4 types. The first is tuber. The first is tuber. Second is rhizome. Second is rhizome. Third is corm. M, not N. Corm. C-O-R-M. Always remember, this is not present in your NCERT, okay, I know. But long back, one question came in the net. Yes, this is out of the course question, but still, why should we take chance? Okay, if we know, we can discuss this point. It's a very easy. Corm, not corn. And last is the bulb. This 4 part we will be studying in the underground stem modification. Now let's see what parts are coming in the subaerial region. In the subaerial region, the first is runner, Usain Bolt. Runner, okay. The second is the stolen, thief. Stolen, thief. Offset, offset. Okay, you can just learn these words. And the last is sucker. Pissed off person, okay, the pissed off people, sucker. Now, in the aerial stem, what are we studying? Let me see. Yes. In the aerial, the first is the stem tendrils. Tendrils, that is the stem. I will discuss what are the tendrils, okay? Don't have to confuse. Ma'am, tendrils are stem or the leaves. We will discuss everything. Next is stem thorns. Stem thorn. And the third is the phyloclad. Okay, another big word. No need to get confused. Okay, phyloclad. I hope the spelling is double. It's a phyloclad. Fourth is cladode. Fourth is cladode. C-L-A-D-O-D-E. Cladode. And the fifth is the phylode. I know these names sounding very alien types, but no worries. When we will study, everything will be clear. Okay. Quickly make this table. Quickly make this table, then we will be going one by one. And let me know when you finish writing. Done? Shall I have done? The first part which we'll be going through is the underground stem modification. Okay, underground stem modification. Okay. So what is the underground stem modification? In the last class, I think I have told you that there are the many types of modification. Okay, root modifications. The roots storing the food, carrot, radish, turnip, sweet potato. These are the roots which are storing the food. The roots got modified. And what are the features, characteristics features? They are having the root hairs. Okay. Now we are talking about the underground stem modification. And I told you the ginger, the potato, colocasia, these are not the underground roots. Yes, they are present inside the soil. Okay. So many of the people or the children get confused, ma'am, if they are inside the soil, then they are the roots. No, everything present inside the soil is not the roots. Okay, sometimes leaves get modified, sometimes stem get modified, and roots, yes, they also get modified, but they are present below the soil. Okay, so you don't have to get confused, just keep your concepts clear up to the mark. Okay, potato is not a root, potato is a stem. Carrot is a root, carrot is not a stem. Why? Because in potato, you will see the buds. You can see the nodes. You can see the internodes. But in carrot, you are watching, or you have seen the root hairs. Okay, so that is the feature of root. That's why it's a root. But in the potato, you will never see the root. Never. You will never see the root. Plain and simple potato like this. See. This type of structure is the somewhat resembling the potato. See, now you can see here they are having the nodes, and in between nodes they have the internodes. And when you keep the potato for long, you will see the bud has started coming out from these areas. The bud will start coming out. So even they have the buds also, the axillary buds we can say, because at the node the structure is coming out. So the potato is having all the features of stem, all the features A to Z, the bud. So that's why we say this is the underground stem modification, which is used for the storage of food, and that too falls under the tuber modification. How? See, I'll show you. This is the stem, okay? This is the soil, and we have the roots. We have the roots here. What will happen in the case of potato? From here, see this part, okay? From here, the stems will go like this. Like this. The stems will go like this. And they will be forming the groups. Potato is not single, okay? They are present in the groups like this. From one plant, you can get many potatoes. And this is the modification of the stem. Food storage, potato. And see, roots, they are playing no role at all. They are just doing their work of absorbing the nutrients and water and the minerals from the soil. That's it. Roots are not playing any role here. But the stems are getting modified. That is the underground stem got modified. Any doubt in this part? and they are used for the storage. Okay, the storage. I'm coming on this part. Storage. Any doubt till here? In the tuber? Now there is one word in your NCERT that is the perination. PERENNATION. This word is present in your NCERT readers. Okay. What is the meaning of this? Perination is the basically the plant stores food. Okay. The plant stores food, and under the unfavorable condition, they utilize that food storage. Okay. Listen very carefully. Yesterday we discussed about the photosynthesis. Remember, in the chloroplast. Okay, but just see, just think about that situation when plants don't have any leaves. All the leaves got shed. Okay, all the leaves got shed. Now only stem, branches, and roots are present. How plant will cook the food now? Because leaves have the chloroplast, only they have the ability to make the glucose, and that glucose will forming the ATPs. So how the plant will go this? Sorry, how the plant will do this? How they make food? So in that situation, see, everyone think about the future, right? Even we humans secure our future by taking the many policies and saving money and all and all. So that is also applicable for the plants also. They have to think for the future. If they will not think, then what? How they will survive in the adverse situation, unfavorable conditions? How? Like this. They make these type of structure like carrots, like turnip, sweet potato, onions, garlic, ginger, potato. These are the modifications they do in their stem, in their leaf, in their roots. Okay, and all these category for the food storage only. Okay, only food storage. Food storage. Food storage, which help the plant to survive in the unfavorable condition, and that is known as the perination. And this have the root modification and the stem modification. This is the root and the stem modification. And the stem modification. Okay, this word is clear, perination. Let me know if this word is clear to you. This is very important from the NEET point of view. This word is clear, perination. Students, speak.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. See. Farhan, is this clear, Trevor? Is
Yes,
this
ma'am.
clear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. This is the very important from the NEET point of view. You can just mark it important. Always think. Perination, I know we are studying the modifications, okay? Modifications are of various type, but not all modification are doing the food storage, okay? Not all the modifications doing the food storage. Some modification are for saving themselves. Some modification is to save the water transpiration, okay? There are huge types of modification in the plants. But this specific word, the perination, is for the only food storage. Potato, carrot, ginger, colocasia, these type of things will fall under this category, so that when the adverse and unfavorable situation come in the front of plant, so he can easily make the food and survive. See, in the last class yesterday I told you they make the glucose, right? The plant make the glucose and they store some. Where they are storing? Potato, the starch. The potato is the potato having the lot of starch in them, and starch is the long chain of glucose. Long chain of glucose. That's why when the people get diabetes, doctors say avoid eating potatoes, because the potato is a starch. Starch is the long chain of glucose, and that is the storage material, storage organ for the plant. That's why now you can resemble why people, diabetic patient, avoid potato. This is the reason. They avoid because they are the storage for the plant. They are storing the starch here, a long chain of glucose, which is then further used by the plant in the unfavorable condition. But we humans are so cruel. We take it out and we use them. Nothing is left with the plant. Even then the plant is not also not present because we just take out the whole plant. Okay, that's the awareness thing is not in our syllabus. Okay. So always remember, tuberous is the potato. Tuberous structure. Stem, not the root. Root for the which having the root here. Okay. Just quickly write down the tuber. It's the potato. Make the structure. Write the word perennation. Write it down. It's the perennation means root storage or root modification, and the stem modification for the food storage. Food storage, particularly I am emphasizing on this word, food storage, so that the plant can survive in the adverse conditions. Okay, unfavorable conditions. Done? Okay. So now next we have to see the rhizome. Rhizome. What is the example? Can anyone just guess the example? The tuber is the potato I'm writing here. Can anyone guess the rhizome? It's a ginger. See, you eat ginger, you are eating the rhizome, the underground stem modification. You eat potato, it's a tuber, again underground stem modification. So you can easily learn these things, okay? The structure of ginger I will make. You usually see this type of structure, okay, somewhat resembling, okay? And you get this type of structure as well. This is the actual structure of the ginger, somewhat resembling. When you see the ginger, just look it very carefully. This is the structure of ginger. I know it's looking like zebra, but still. These are the birds, axillary birds. Axillary birds. These are the nodes. These are the nodes. Sorry, these are the terminal birds. Sorry. These are the terminal birds, okay? Because the nodes are having the axillary birds, and in between, we have the internode. See, again, it's a stem. You don't have to learn anything. Just remember the ginger is the example of rhizome, underground stem modification. You have to remember the structure. Maybe they can give you this type of structure and just select the correct option. If they give you the ginger, then it's a ginger. If they give you the rhizome, it's a rhizome. If they give you the underground stem modification, then it's the underground stem modification. Okay, they can give you any type of question, so you have to be prepared for that. Remember all the images. Okay, ginger, Y, terminal bird, axillary bird, internodes, nodes, everything is present, but no root hairs. No, not at all. Rhizome. Clear this part? You can make the rough diagram. Why we are studying the corm? Why? Because I think in the NCERT, if I'm not wrong, I don't remember from the last class, Colocasia example is present. Let me check. Yes, see. Open the NCERT readers. Page number 68. Third line. The underground stem of potato, ginger, turmeric, jamaican, and the colocasia. They have given the word colocasia, means they are asking to learn the corm. Okay. Okay. In the rhizome, you can also write turmeric. 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 Okay. And in the corm, it's the colocasia. Let me check the spelling. Colocasia. Yeah, it's not double. Colocasia. What is the colocasia? It's nothing. It's nothing. It's a vertical form of ginger. So it's the horizontal, make the vertical. This is the colocasia. Simple, nothing, no terminal bud, nodes, internode. It's a vertical growing rhizome. Okay. If they will give you example of vertical growing rhizome, colocasia. Vertical growing rhizome. Write it down. It's nothing. It's a vertically growing rhizome. So we can say the rhizome, under the rhizome, this corm is subcategory. Okay. You can state this also. Corm is the subcategory of the rhizome because corm is the vertical growing rhizome. Write it down. It's a vertically growing rhizome. Vertically growing rhizome. That's it. No more details. Okay. And Jamaican is the tuber. Jamaica. Now we have to see the bulb. Bulb. Onion. But ma'am, in the last class you said the onion falls under the category of modified leaves. Yes, that's true. But bulb's example is the onion. How? I will tell you how. That's my work to clear the doubts, right? Please stop writing, everyone. Please stop writing. Just for a moment. I will give you time. Bulb. I am making the diagram of onion, okay? Just see. I only This is the somewhat structure of onion. Okay, these are the roots. These are the roots, and this area is the condensed modified stem. This area is the condensed modified stem. After the class, go in the kitchen and observe the onion. You will definitely see this structure in the onion. Definitely, that is the condensed stem, disc-like structure. Okay, you can write it down. This part is the condensed stem. Disc-like structure. Disc-like structure. This which I have marked with the red. And these are the fleshy leaves. Fleshy leaves which we'll be studying in the leaves modification. So now see, they have the leaf modification, they have the stem modification also. If the question comes, what is the example of condensed stem, or what is the example of underground stem modification? That is the condensed stem. If you will see the word condensed stem, you have to only select the onion, because onion is the only example which is having the condensed stem. Okay, now one question from my side. What will we call these roots? Are they true roots or are they adventitious roots? Are these roots the true roots which are originating from the radical part, or are they the adventitious roots?
Adventitious roots.
Adventitious roots.
Very good, because they are arising from the stem. Condensed stem is present. Very good. This is the adventitious roots. Remember. Okay, now you can make all the diagrams quickly. We have finished the underground stem modification. Quickly make the diagrams and please explain them properly. Okay, this is for your future reference. And remember the examples, okay? And don't get confused between rhizome and the corm. Okay? Rhizome and the corm. Corm, colocasia, vertically growing rhizome. Vertically growing rhizome. This is the horizontal. And Julia rhizome, ginger and turmeric. Colocasia, they have fallen under the category of rhizome itself, but they have this special name known as the corm. C-O-R-M, corm. Finished? Finished? Shall I run? Shall I run? See, in the NEET, you don't have to write down any 5 marks or 3 marks or 2 marks question, okay? In the NEET, you have to be just marking the correct answer. So if you know the logic, if you know the basic, if the concepts are clear, then definitely you will select the correct option. But the presence of mind have to be very important. Presence of mind, images have to be clear in your mind. Which is the rhizome, which is the corm, colocasia, ginger, which is the potato. You have to be very clear. If you have any doubt, please clear it now. Please. Any doubt in the underground stem modification, please clear. I request you. All of you, any doubt? This part is clear, completely clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Good, good, very good. Now the next is the subaerial. Subaerial stem modification. Subaerial stem modification. In this, I have told you we will be studying the runner, stolon, offset, and sucker. Runner, stolon, offset, and sucker. You have to remember the names. Okay. See, subaerial modification, you have heard the word, the vegetative propagation. Yes, the vegetative propagation. What is the vegetative propagation? Basically, we are just producing the plant without any help of the sexual reproduction. Okay, no sexual reproduction is taking place in the plant. They are just We are taking the stem, we are taking the leaves, or we are taking the roots and making the new plant. Without sexual reproduction and making the progeny, okay, we have to learn making the progeny, making the offspring. This is known as the vegetative propagation. Why we are talking about this? Because we are on the we are discussing the subaerial modification. So listen very carefully. Plants from one of its part makes more plant. Okay, one of its part. It can be stem, it can be roots, it can be leaves from their part. Okay, but the reproductive organs are not included here. No stamen, no pistil. Okay, no. That part is known as the vegetative propagule. Vegetative propagule. If the question will be coming, what is the vegetative propagule? Is the part of a plant from which a new plant is generated. Part of a plant from which new plants or progeny or offspring arise. Write it down this in your copy. Write it down. Vegetative propagule, not the vegetative propagation. Yes, vegetative propagation is a technique of developing the offspring, but that particular part of the plant which is doing the vegetative propagation is known as the vegetative propagule part. You have to emphasize and you have to learn this word, only the part. And technique is known as the vegetative propagation. I will write it down. And this technique is known as the vegetative propagation. Is this point is clear to you? What is propagule and what is propagation? Please, students, let me know if these big words are clear to you. Propagation is a technique, okay, by which the plant generates its progeny without any sexual reproduction. But the propagule is the organ or the part of the plant which is actually involved in generating that specific progeny. For example, I am the plant, okay? Okay, I can reproduce with the vegetative propagation. My leaves, my stem, my roots, okay? These are my leaves, my hands are my leaf, my whole body is a stem, and my legs are the roots. But which part, like for example, my leaves are generating the new offspring, my leaves. So these leaves, they are the propagule. If my stem is generating the offsprings, the progeny, then my stem is a propagule. If my roots are generating the new plants, then my roots is a part which is called as the propagule. Clear? Any doubt in the name vegetative propagule? Okay, I will just drop this. Why I am telling you the propagule word? We will just see. Let me know the time. I don't want it. We have the 10 minutes. See. First, we will be seeing the runner. The example of runner are grass and the strawberries. Grass and the strawberries. Why grass and strawberry? See. This is the soil. This is the soil. The plant is growing like this. The plant is growing like this. They have the leaves. sorry, they have the roots. I'm sorry. Is the roots. What will happen? That this stem, look it very carefully. This stem will modify like this. And some of the stem will start running along the soil, parallel to the soil, like this. Parallel to the soil. Parallel to the soil. See, running parallel to the soil. Runner. Running parallel to the soil. After some time, the stem has the nodes and the internodes. After some time, these internodes will become into the new plant. And the roots will also arrive. And once the plant is stable now, everything has been made, the root and the shoot and the leaves, then they will just cut themselves from the main plant. Like this. Now they are the individual plants. Runner. That is the runner. See, I will make it here. They will run along the soil. The subaerial region. The subaerial region is running along the soil and they have the nodes and the internode which is capable of making the new plant. See, this is the runner. Runner. Now they will grow into individual plant. This is how the grass grows. Why you grow one grass and after some time you will see the whole land is covered with the grass. How come? Because of this technique. Runner. Please make a diagram. Subaerial part. This is the subaerial part. From where the runners are coming out. Any doubt in this part? In the runner region? Any doubt? And yes, always remember. Always remember. Roots are growing from the stem, adventitious roots. And one more thing, see, sometimes they get separate and sometimes maybe they can grow like this only in the bunch, okay? Sometimes, okay, that's the situation, depend on the plant. If they want to get separate from the main plant, they get separated, okay? But sometimes they don't get separate. They grow in the bunches, the grass, they keep on growing in the bunches and bunches and bunches. They can keep on growing and they don't separate, but sometimes they get separate. Understood this part? Okay. So next we are seeing the stolon. Stolon. The example is mint, jasmine. These are the example of stolon. Why? I'll tell you. The same thing is happening here. This is the soil. Just observe the jasmine, mogra, the white small flower plant. Okay. This is the plant. This is the root. What will happen here? The subaerial stem will grow like this. And they will attach to the ground like this. Their branches will grow and they will attach like this to the ground. And once they touch the ground, the roots started to arise. And once the root arises, the whole new plant will develop. Once the root started to arise, the whole new plant will develop. The stolen. They stole the part from the plant. And after they arise, after they grow, after they develop, then definitely they separate each other. Definitely. This is the definite part. They will separate from the main plant and they will start growing themselves individually. This is the stolen. They stole the part of the plant that has the stem and they grow. Runner. They are running along the ground, okay? And that is the possibility they can grow together forever. And sometimes they get separate. So we will take the possibility of growing together. Okay, so it's a runner. They are running around the ground. And but here is a stolen. They stole the part of the plant and they made the new plant. Dot diagram. This is the stolen. You will first make like this, okay? First make like this. After that, you will just write down and they will get separate once the plant is stable. Done? Now the third is the offset. Remember the word with the upset. Why upset? I will tell you. This is basically the, you can say, the hydrophyte from the examples. Hydrophyte. Or you can say Econia, water hyacinth. Okay, now just listen very carefully. Water hyacinth is a water plant. Okay, see what happened. Why the people don't like the water hyacinth? Because once you grow the water hyacinth in any pond or anywhere, what will happen? See here. If this is the pond, okay, this is the pond, not the soil. This is the water. This is the water. What is happening here? They have the very beautiful purple flower. Okay, so people prefer it growing in the ponds. But after they saw the growth of water hyacinth, the people just stopped growing these plants in the pond. Why? It's the water hyacinth. Okay, and they are the floating ones, so they have the leaf. They have the leaf. What this plant is doing, I will make it the blue. Their stem is so thick, they will start increasing the stem part like this. The stems will start growing over the water like this. So thick stem. So thick stem, the subaerial region of the stem will start growing into over the water. After the stem grows, so that the stem is there, the root and leaf will also present. So after some time, the root started growing, the plant growing, root growing, the plant growing. Like this. This type of thing will happen in the early stages, okay, in the early stages, which will cover the whole pond. It's a very, very quick growing plant, okay, water hyacinth. And yes, after some time, they will just separate themselves from the main plant, okay, and they will just become the individual plants. But see, the people are upset from this plant. That's why we are given the name offset. There was a case, the terror of Bengal. The terror of Bengal. Okay, what happened in the Bengal? The people just allowed to grow this water hyacinth in their ponds, and after some times they saw the water level is decreasing, the oxygen level is decreasing, the fishes started to die. Why? There are few reasons. Listen very carefully. It's a story-like thing, but it's a true story. They have the ability, we have the capability to just take the whole surface of the water, whole surface, and we know the plant grow, plant mature, and plant die. More plant, more the plant will die. More plant are dying, more bacteria will be decomposing them. More bacteria decomposing them, more bacteria needs oxygen. All the oxygen from the plant absorbed by the bacteria. More decomposed, more waste material. The pond water is getting polluted, increasing the bacteria, oxygen being utilized by the bacteria in the decomposition. Fishes started to die, and at the end, they have the high level of transpiration, high level, because they are the water plants. They are getting the water continuously, so they are evaporating the water at very quick rate. So after some times, the pond which is full of water will become the dry pond. No water is left. So that's why eutrophication happened, evaporation happened. Eutrophication means the bacteria, the huge amount of bacteria is present in that water, utilized all the oxygen. Evaporation happened because water plant, they're evaporating the water at very high rate. So it's a terror of Bengal. In the Bengal, this situation happened. That's why from that time, the people avoid to grow the water hyacinth in the ponds. Okay, they avoid to grow the water hyacinth. That's why, remember, the people are upset with this plant. That's why we are given the name offset. Clear? Water hyacinth. It's a modification because their subaerial region is modifying so quickly. They're increasing in the length and covering whole pond. And it's a thick shoot. Remember, it's a thick shoot. Thick shoot. Any doubt in this? Let me quickly find out in this. I have to finish this part. Okay, fine. Now the sucker part. The example is pineapple, banana, chrysanthemum. These are the example of the sucker. See what happened. We have seen the banana plant. When you just grow one banana plant, you will get many banana plants keep on growing and taking the whole region. Why? See here. This is the soil. Okay. You are growing the banana plant. They have the big leaves. Okay. After some time, you will see few more banana plants are present. Few more on the soil. Few more banana plants are present. What happened? How they are present? See here. This is the oblique growth. Okay, you will name this is the oblique growth, which I will tell you. Okay, what is the oblique growth? Not this. This is the, we are calculating this in the subaerial region because they are just present below the soil. Not exactly the underground, but just below the soil, just very near to the soil. That's why we have put this in the subaerial condition. See what will happen. From here, the stems will modify like this, very near to the ground, like this. And this is known as the oblique growth. Like this, they are coming out of the soil. Oblique growth. and they will make the new plant and the new roots. That's how your banana plant will keep on growing and increasing in whole area, because they have the oblique growth. From the underground, they are coming out like this, the banana tree. With this, we have finished the subaerial stem modification. Any doubt? You can ask me now. And now in the next class, we will be finishing the stem modification. Any doubt? Any doubt, students? Any doubt? Is this clear? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So you have to remember the name, you have to remember the image. Maybe they will give you this image, okay? Remember, oblique growth, banana, pineapple, chrysanthemum, oblique growth. If they will give you this image, water hyacinth floating over the water, and the terror of Bengal, everyone is very upset with this plant. So it's an offset modification, subaerial region, okay? Remember this type of thing, so you will never choose the wrong answer, never in your life. Okay, then. That's all for the today. On next Friday, we will be continuing the last part of the stem modification, and then we will move to forward in the chapter. Okay. Thank you so much, students. Have a nice weekend. Enjoy. Ma'am, why
Thank you.
water hyacinth don't die? Lena, they die. I told you, they die. That's why the bacteria is increasing to decompose the plant. They die. But the die is slow than the growing part. Okay. They die, bacteria comes, decompose. And meanwhile, 2 more 3 plants will arise. They are keep on dying, but they are keep on growing themselves. Okay. They keep on growing. Okay, because plant have ability to grow itself. Okay. They die in very adverse situation. So that's why eutrophication happened. The bacteria is present so that decompose those plants. But the water hyacinth is growing at a very fast rate also. Clear, Lena? Lena, clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then thank you so much. See you in the next class.